Creativity is something that is new and useful, but that still leaves a lot to question. Everyone knows that children are super creative. So, how is it that a 4-year-old who builds a spaceship out of a cardboard box is creative, and an engineer working for NASA who builds a spaceship that goes to the moon is also creative? To demonstrate this, I'll present to you the Meatloaf Spectrum of creativity, where I'll talk about the 4 levels of creativity. These include personal creativity, everyday creativity, professional creativity, and eminent creativity. Let's begin with personal creativity, or mini meatloaf. Charlie's dad has never cooked before in his whole life. The other night, he thought he'd give it a try, so he tried cooking a meatloaf. As you can see from the picture, it didn't turn out very well. But still, this is a form of creativity because Charlie's dad is doing something that he's never done before. He's trying something for the first time. Personal creativity is new and meaningful. It only has meaning to the person who's doing it. They're the only person who can assign value or judgment to the act. Personal creativity involves things like drawing a picture, learning to cook, leading a group for the first time, or anything that one is new at doing. The important thing about personal creativity is to support the person in the act. There's no judgment involved. Oftentimes, this is where creative traumas happen. A negative comment from a friend, a parent, a teacher, or even a stranger can deter someone from trying something again or pursuing an activity. Again, personal creativity is new and meaningful to the individual trying something, and we should support them in their efforts. Next is everyday creativity, or Little Meatloaf. Charlie's dad got pretty good at cooking meatloaf, and he started cooking it about once a month. One month, he realized that he was missing an ingredient, so he ended up substituting another ingredient for that one. Everybody loved it, and it was a huge success. That was an example of everyday creativity. Other examples of everyday creativity include finding a way around an unexpected detour, discovering a new parenting technique, or dealing with a broken flip-flop on the way to class. Everyday creativity includes new and useful solutions to everyday life. Next up is professional creativity, or pro meatloaf. My example for professional creativity is, you guessed it, meatloaf. Meatloaf is a great example of professional creativity because he was famous for a short while, but he didn't stick around for very long and he didn't make an impact on the field, but he was a professional at what he did. It's important to understand professional creativity because professional creators are typically role models for people to look up to. They've usually been in the field for about 10 years or 10,000 hours, and they understand the field well enough to make changes to processes or to ways of doing things. Finally, we have eminent creativity, or big meatloaf. An example of an eminent creator is Julia Child, who is an American chef, author, and television personality. She's known for bringing French cuisine to the American public. She left an impact on the field that will last for generations and change the way that people look at the field of cooking. Eminent creators are people who have made an impact in their fields. These impacts will last for generations and pour over into other fields and make an impact on them as well. Eminent creators include people like Beethoven, Jane Goodall, Maya Angelou, and Albert Einstein. So there you have it, the meatloaf spectrum of creativity. Generally, people get traumatized or give up at the early levels of creativity or personal creativity. They judge themselves at the highest level of creativity or eminent creativity, and they ignore everything in between, like everyday creativity. We need to celebrate, acknowledge, and recognize everyday creativity because these are the things that we all do and we're all capable of. I hope this video helped you to better understand the different levels of creativity. And now maybe you can explain to others how they are creative.